Okay, good evening, and it is Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. Happy birthday, Mom. Um, let's jump right in here and look at our. Oh, you're at precisealgorithmtrading.com. Sorry about that. Let's jump in here and look at the automated trading systems. I went over some specifics on the automated trading systems last night in last night's video. If you didn't catch that, you might want to go back and look at that. I've had some questions lately, and I hope that helps clear it up. Be glad to answer more as more questions come in. So I know trading is foreign to some people. Honestly, if trading's totally foreign to you, you need to ask questions because on automated trading, you have to understand what you're getting into. You have to be able to take the drawdowns to be able to get the equity to go up eventually. So that's how these things are built. And what you want is an equity curve that goes from the lower left to the upper right of your screen. And this is the result of trading. So on the weekends, I open this up. This is since May until now. But on the weekends, I open it up for a year's worth of data, and it looks an awful lot more like just a line that goes up with a few dips in it. Well, so during the week, I only just show the latest data. So, anyways, this one has been trying to rally a little bit here out of a hopefully a short-term bottom, and we got this is the trades for today. So it's the 7th, and we had one, two, three, four trades. So generally up for the day, and I'll take it. But that really doesn't matter. What really matters is the all-in. So you take this thing one day at a time. It's just a math game. It's kind of like owning a casino and you're the house because the math is in your favor, and you know casinos lose too, but in the all in they win. So they know the math. They know the math is in their favor, and yeah, there you go. So this is the Russell, and same thing. This is since May, and these actually there's only one trade today. This thing trades a lot less, so we've had a run of a lot of back and forth lately with this stuff. We had this giant pop, I don't know, a couple weeks back, and really that's how this one's built. It gets these big pops every now and in the meantime, it you know just kind of goes hangs in there, goes around, doesn't trade very often, and when it does, it's the idea is if it loses, it's going to lose less than it gains. That's it. And then the Nasdaq, which is the most active and actually our best equity curve. This is also since May, and this one also looks the best when you open it up to a year's worth of data. So today's trades, we're trying to go back up a little here. We need to get this thing up and going. And we had one, two, three, four, five, I think, five trades today. Come on now. There you go. One, two, three, four, five, six trades today. So for a net gain, and again, not a whole lot to write home about, but it's it's working. It's doing what it does. All right, let's jump to the markets, and we use Thinkorswim. You could use a number of things. Um, TradingView is another app that I'm starting to take a look at. But this is the S&P 500, the SPX, and it's been climbing, gapping higher, climbing. Um, I'm expecting actually it's hit this 50% level here. We could roll over and get a pullback at this level, or the way it even acted today, it ended up with a. I mean, this is not a topping candle, not in my opinion. So, what could we expect here? We could get a push up against the upper Bollinger Bands, and um, great. If we do that, we're poised for it. And if we get a rollover, we're poised for that too. And yeah, that's trading. So there you go. And another thing, which is all the more reason to have that in there like that. An alert if that pivot gets broken to the downside, it's going to break this ATR trail. So we'll watch for that. The DJI, the Dow Jones Industrials, very similar. Um, I'll put an alert on that pivot there, although I bet if that other pivot gets taken out, so will this one. The Russell, this one, this is what I talked about last night. It's already made this move and it's starting to like go down. We're looking for a move down to about the 50% line, and that would be in the neighborhood of uh, back into this zone right here. Although again, we could get just a lot of back and forth until all this catches up. I'm just expecting that one of these days it's going to get a flush that's going to catch a bunch of people off guard, and then maybe even come back in the middle of the day before we can go higher. So we'll continue to watch that. The NASDAQ has been tearing off to the upside, and this is almost vertical, so I'm going to actually watch that before it ever hits that pivot to look like that. And then if that gets taken out, I'm guessing this pivot will as well. So I've got dots drawn on here for when I'm saying a pivot, for what it's worth. Alright, the transports have been pretty much walking sideways, even though the hourly looks pretty up. So this is sideways the last couple days, and we could probably afford to get a breakdown to the downside here. I'm not going to put it on that one. I'm going to put it on over here on IYT, which we've already broken the pivot there, so, or the ATR trail. I'm going to put an alert on here. I'm looking for a reason to get in. I already have the reason on the day, but I kind of want to get a pullback and a better price is really what I'm after. Alright, then oil for the day. Oil has been just tanking, and if you're following along, there is something important that happened today as far as oil goes on this chart in the middle. Can you tell me what it is? And I'm giving you a hint. It crossed outside the Bollinger Band. So if it bounces literally like back inside the Bollinger Band like it's setting up right now to do, this is overnight action, so you can't really trust it. But if it was going to, then you'd expect to pop back up to the midline, the mean, which is probably where you're going to hit these two lines, somewhere in this zone. So, and then possibly even go all the way back to the other side. At some point, this Bollinger Band will start creeping down. So, but if that's not the case, we're going to see some more weakness and then expect a bounce. This is basically the beginning of something that could turn into a bottoming pattern here, at least in the short run. And don't look now, but oil has broken down to the downside on the weekly chart. So, and what's USO doing? Sort of similar move. Yeah, it is. Alright, and finally, let's go to stockcharts.com and take a look at the bullish percent indexes. Alright, So the bullish percent index is on the industrials. The Dow Jones Industrials went up two more boxes today, up 6.25%. If you don't know how to read this, or go back and watch our videos, we go over this every night. This is an indication of bullishness in the market. Um, so that one only moved by minus 0.08%. The transports are in a column of X's, didn't move today. NASDAQ up 2.12% today. For fun, let's look at the gold miners. In a column of X's, didn't move today. The SPX up 0.9% today. The OEX tacked on a new X today. And the NDX tacked on a new X today. And it put in a point and figure buy signal yesterday. So, yeah, things are looking pretty up right now in the markets. Even if we get some short term, very short term, like in the hourly, like we're talking about, weakness, then that's just, and I'm looking at it like it's a buying opportunity. Even if I'm wrong, well, then if this thing rolls over, then we can get out. And I shouldn't say just this one, but really the culmination, or the, if you add all those other ones together and you take a look at the aggregation, that's what I'm looking for. So, anyways, that's what I got for you guys, and I hope it helps. Take care, good trading, and have a great night.